This is quite the place you have here, Mr. Aylesworth.
You know what they say, location, location, location.
Yeah, so why am I here?
You've declined all my previous offers, and I think I know why. And I called you here so that I could make my best and final offer of $15,000 for your farm, Lincoln.
Mr. Aylesworth, my friends call me Lincoln. You can call me Mr. Tendetti.
My apologies. Mr. Tendetti it is.
So tell me, why has the price of my farm gone up $4,000 in the last 9 months?
Best not to ask questions like that. My final offer is $15,000.
I see.
And I'm hopeful that we can avoid any further unpleasantries.
Unpleasantries? Well, that's an unusual phrase. Unpleasantries. The past 6 years have been nothing but unpleasant. Speaking of, where are your lackeys? Don't they usually follow you around for these types of negotiations?
I prefer to call them my employees. I gave them the night off, gave them liberty to enjoy one of my gambling establishments, and everybody needs to blow off a little steam, and that's one hell of a way to do it, if I may say so myself.
And the house always wins, right, Mr. Aylesworth?
Indeed, Mr. Tendetti. And you would know all the various ways of losing money, since that farm of yours has cost you every damn penny you've ever made.
Why are you so interested in my finances?
You know damn well why. I believe it was 6 years ago. I picked up the latest copy of the Tribune and saw a caricature of myself as a vulture with dollar signs for eyes. As if I was just here to steal people's money and then fly off to my next kill. And it just wasn't true, Mr. Tendetti. And I asked myself, who would draw such a falsehood? Here all this time I thought you were just a simple farmer. Turns out you consider yourself to be some kind of clever cartoonist.
Well, I'm a man of many talents.
And you haven't let up on me. As a matter of fact, half the town turned against me in ensuing years.
Well, half the town because the other half was already in your pocket, isn't that right?
And you're not letting up on me now, I can see.
This town is a community of good people. Or at least it was, before you and your hooligans came in and started pushing people around.
Now there you go, making something out to be something it ain't. I'm a businessman, Mr. Tendetti. And that's how business is done in New Mexico.
You have always singled me out. You say it's about my drawings, I doubt it is. I don't even think this is about the land when it comes down to it. You have had it out for me since the moment you came to this town. Your hooligans going around, cutting my fences just so your cattle can come into my pastures and trample down my alfalfa crops.
Your farm was failing when I arrived in this region.
This land was nothing but prairie grass before I came in. I planted seeds. I built the wells to irrigate my fields. I harvested my crops. I did it all. And by my estimation, there is plenty of land out here where people will fall for your filthy misdeeds and they'll sell it to you. But I will not. I cannot.
Look, I can buy other land for my casinos. I can build it wherever I want. I want to build it over your farm. Your played out, dying farm. When I came here 6 years ago, all the ranchers told me that your farm was on the verge of collapse. That was 6 years ago. 6 years of you falling further and further in debt. 2 years of failed crops due to drought, even with your fancy wells.
Things have turned around.
I don't believe that, Tendetti. I know what your situation is with the bank.
What my situation was with the bank, Mr. Aylesworth, was.
You can dig your wells, Tendetti, but you can't dig yourself out of your own grave. That farm is killing you, and I'm just trying to help. I'm your savior, Not just your savior, the savior of this whole town.
Then just buy the mortgage. You have the money, right? Why haven't you done that?
I let the bank do the bank's job. I build casinos and make more money than the banks.
Your casinos only serve scum and villains. This town don't need no more villains. We already have you. It's a hard life here, but this community is made of hard-working people.
I know all about hard work. Just talking to you right now is giving me a pain in my ass.
But I have told you time and time again that I can't give you my land. Now you may think I'm being some stubborn mule, but I think I'm being a good guy, standing up to a very, very bad guy. And you know what, Alphonse?
What, you piece of shit?
Turns out we're both wrong. Maybe you should have checked with the banks before calling this meeting, because the mortgage is paid off.
What?
Have you ever heard of evident romaine?
Do you mean eminent domain? You dumbass?
Yeah. Turns out the governor of New Mexico wants my land, not just you, so I gave it to him. At first, I couldn't sell it to you because I hate you. Now I can't sell it to you because it's not mine to sell.
Fucking hell. Why do you hate me? You know that means you get nothing, right, Lincoln?
What I know is that a man like me, a small farmer, gets to watch a vulture like you starve to death. And that's payment enough for me. Good night, Mr. Ellsworth.